This is the quiet before the storm in Winnipeg before the 103rd Grey Cup. Steve Simmons along with Cam Cole. And I guess whenever you break down a game, you always start, Cam, with the quarterbacks. Two very interesting ones in this game.
Well, we all know that everybody's fallen in love with Henry Burris, and for good reason. He's been the centerpiece of this whole week, it seems. Everybody's fawning all over him, and I'm sure he's loving it. But he's deserved it, and he's had an amazing year at age 40. It's the other guy that I'd be a little bit concerned about in terms of trying to defend, though, because he's a pretty good player.
Well, what we've noticed with Mike Riley, certainly, as the season's gone on, he's gotten better. The Edmonton Eskimos have won 9 games in a row, and in every one of those 9 games, either Walker or Darius Bowman has been unstoppable. And if you put those two guys out together, I don't know if the Red Blacks can have an answer for shutting down Darryl Walker and Bowman.
Well, you could say pretty much the same about the Red Blacks offense. They've got 4 or 5 receivers that you kind of dare not take your eyes off of. And if they can get some time to protect Henry back in the pocket, that's a whole lot of weapons for him to have available. And it's a real challenge for Chris Jones' defense. But as you said yesterday, Steve, you give this guy a couple of weeks to game plan for somebody, and it's pretty tough to score points against the Eskimos.
One thing we both know, having been around this game long enough, you can break it down. You can break down the coaches. You can break down the quarterbacks. And so often a Grey Cup is won or lost on a play you just never saw coming.
Well, last year, if Speedy Banks goes the distance with the last pretty much play of the game, Hamilton wins and not Calgary. And it's always a turnover. It's always some really inopportune, unforeseen play that makes a big difference in the game. And you kind of hope it doesn't come down to that, but it usually makes a pretty good right.
Well, I can say right now, it's cold outside. It's a day before game time. The game is at night here tomorrow. And if it's cold now, it's going to be colder tomorrow, a little windier tomorrow, and the weather, I think, will play a factor in the game. For Cam Cole, I'm Steve Simmons at Grey Cup Week in Winnipeg.